Hi,
Hi.
I'm Jason.
Hey, I'm Jesse. We're from the band Tiny Boats. We're going to do a commentary on our debut album,
The Broken Vessels.
So we're just going to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the album starts off with this song. It is called Burn in the Sun.
The beginning of this is a little bit scary. I've heard from people that, it's just a single acoustic guitar dripping with reverb, and then the voice comes in, and that to me is when the band starts, really. Is the voice, and especially the message that is being conveyed.
So this song came about really slowly. Some of the musical ideas were there a long time before it ever developed into anything, really. And then we got to the end of the album, and I just had this strong feeling that I needed something. I needed a song at the beginning that was going to let the listener know that this is a little bit different kind of album than just another pop album. So we crafted this song very painstakingly to be good enough to open the album and kind of set the stage for the rest of the songs that we worked so hard on.
Yeah. This is also, it represents kind of a. To me, it wraps up very nicely the message of almost the entire album, I would say, that we started out with Jesse wrote a mantra before we began the production, really, of what we wanted the album to be like, or what he wanted the album to speak about. And when we finished the 10 songs on the album, Jesse felt pretty strongly that it wasn't done, and that we needed to do something else. And I suggested, or it came about, that we decided just to do the mantra, just reading that you'll hear at the end of the song. But it went through so many stages, and I didn't think the album needed it, and I'm really, really, really glad that Jesse persisted, and we decided to keep it. It's been a favorite of the people that have listened to the album for sure.
So this part right here, what are we working for? What are we working for? It's getting into a little bit of social commentary or societal commentary about the point. It happens individually as well, but as a society, sometimes there's such a level of greed that it becomes self-destructive, that you're killing what is going to be long-term good for you in order to get a short-term gain. And,
so it's self-destructive, right?
Right.
Yeah, our choices brought us there. It's always faith or fear, which to me, I kind of that lyric is the whole point. It's allowing faith to become triumphant over fear, the things that scare us. So this reading right here at the end is part of the mantra. I love that. Go into detail about what faith is. It's very cool. The production on that was fun too, getting that voice to sound that way.
We were going for like World War II speech kind of sound, like the crackly, good old Winston Churchill or something.
Absolutely.
So this song is number 2 on the album.
Being and doing.
Being and doing.
I'm not the only one that forgets.
Yeah. So the song opens up, and this is another one that's kind of been talked about by people who enjoy the album. If you sing Tell Me Why in your song, I'm probably going to hate it. And that's really commentary from me about songwriting, about how I get bothered as a listener when it feels like the songwriter has taken on a really deep, heavy topic and then been lazy about expressing their feelings about it. So they're just saying, "Tell me why there's death, or why is there war?" Oh my God!
Let's just keep going.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. We just started recording.
Yep. Well, yeah, we're only halfway through the second song, so man, this is right for problems. But so I think this song is kind of a good example of what people have commented on. The production of the album and the songs kind of seem to morph between various genres. Like right here in this song, it's going from a driving chorus, and it just goes through this metamorphosis of various synths, and there's that organ right there. There's a grand pipe organ that's that mix, and then it goes to this really slow, really bare, really stripped back song, and doing that is, I don't know, to me it seemed natural, but people have commented that that's pretty cool that it can do that seamlessly.
Yeah. This verse of the song is talking less about being critical and more about admiring artists who sing from the bile of their guts, who you can really feel it when they sing, and how that's more important than any kind of perfection in performance or songwriting.
Yeah, and it goes on to say that it doesn't matter if anybody listens to it at that point, which is pretty cool. That if you do it because you love it, if you do it because it springs forth, I've noticed a lot of people as they grow older, music becomes less and less important to them as they get a family or go on to other interests or whatever. And for me, it's been exactly the opposite. Music has become fundamental to who I am, and Tiny Boats is a great expression of that. So there we go. Look at yourself until you hurt it. Look inside yourself until it hurts you.
Yeah, I mean, I think in some ways the song is giving advice to myself to not be lazy, to dig a little deeper in that process of trying to come up with the song.
I love how that song drives too. The chorus, it just really moves. And so the third one is
this is the Cold Hard Stare.
Cold Hard Stare. Yes.
It's basically it's about the two sides of an artist. The one side that is, dying to express himself or herself, and is just this insatiable thirst to be heard and to be understood, and then the other side of the artist that is very vulnerable and very aware of flaws and insecurities and things like that. So the song's really about that struggle.
I love this one. This one is one that I don't know if I told you, but I chose it to be on an album. A release album of a mix of Christian music and such that is going to be released. But this is, to me, it's about it's a very vulnerable, very the lyrics. These are ones. This is a song that when I read the lyrics, it almost immediately connected to very real experiences that I had in my life. And I didn't write the song. I don't write any of these songs, yet I connect into them on such a deeply personal level that producing them is a joy. But to me, it's almost like you're pleading, like, will you ever believe in me? Do you believe in me? And that can be applied to all sorts of different scenarios in your life or relationships that you have. And the first minute and a half of this song is kind of a build-up, to me, to the second verse, which is coming up right now, and the guitars just pound. I can't hear this without getting chills. I've done the wrong thing. Just like self-berating, but at the same time, just being very, very open and honest, and to me, that's a lot of what Tiny Boats is about.
Yeah, this verse is really saying, you know, I've made all these mistakes in my life, but it's not the mistakes that I regret. It's the times where I was timid or I had an opportunity to act and I didn't act. You know, mistakes are going to happen and you learn from them and move ahead. But it's when you, for me, when I look back, it's times when I could have done something and I didn't. That really burn.
Yeah. And pulling it back, going from just hard, just really rocking to very stripped back, very low, and in all areas. Love that.
So basically, this little bridge is talking about finding a balance between those two sides, and
Precious metals.
yeah, getting to a point where you can have that balance to move forward as an artist and put yourself out there anyways, even though you're flawed.
Yes. Kind of like the eternal struggle of humanity. You know, wondering if you are good enough, right? Wondering if you have what it takes to get whatever it is done that you need to do or make that connection. It's very raw, very visceral, and can connect with, I think, anybody who has, tried to do anything difficult in life. Without you. So it's
These first three songs are more straight up rock than some of the rest of the album. This is there's definitely change in the feel as this next song comes in, Dead Planet Society, with the whirly organ and the acoustic rather than electric guitar at the beginning. Yeah, definitely more of a folk rock sound.
Yep.
And here there's more of a story, a literal narrative story going on between two friends. It was sparked, weirdly enough, by an experience I had driving to work one day. I stopped at a stoplight, glanced in my rearview mirror, and the car behind me was just lit up by the sun like a Hollywood movie. And just really striking image of two friends in the car, just laughing and just having the best time together. And then there was between them this graduation tassel. Just obviously these two had just graduated, and the world was their oyster, and they were just having a great time. I think one of them was smoking, and you could tell they kind of they liked that they were these rebels who were smoking. And some part of me really connected to that feeling of being young and feeling really important, I guess, or I don't know how to say it. Feeling really cool and rebellious, and so
like your future is all in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. So going from that, I really just inspired a lot of experiences that I had, and so wove this story around it to kind of express my feelings about friends in my life.
It's awesome. This one was fun. The thing I remember about this song is the production. One note about Tiny Boats, Jesse does all of the songwriting as far as the lyrics and the chord progressions and stuff, and then my charge is to produce it up and put drums and fill it out to become a more full song. But it's also part of the song. Oh sure, yeah, for sure. And when I was tasked with this beat, just that galloping snare beat, and what I remember is it being on the verge of too fast for me to go, and playing it. I played through it probably like 3 or 4 or 5 times, and ended up just patching that. So this also tells a more. It's not metaphorical. It is metaphorical, but it's less metaphorical in that it tells us like a story, right? You can follow the actual story that goes along of a car breaking down on the side of the road and somebody coming to help and creating a moment there.
Yeah, definitely. There's that narrative. It's really, it's illustrating that a lot of times friends come into your life just in the right time when you really need them. And then oftentimes those are the ones who stick around with you. whether or not you see them all the time, you know what they're made of, and you know they're always going to be there, and vice versa throughout your life. So it's really about that kind of special best friend,
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah. What are their notes for this song?
Well, these electric guitars came in pretty late, and I think Jason. Sometimes I'm like, man, I should add some lead guitar, and I haven't really thought it out very well. So Jason doesn't have a lot of patience for me to just like, which I totally understand. I'm not a great lead guitarist. It's something that I have to like really plan out instead of just on the cuff.
Right.
But I had worked out this general idea, so
Those guitar
I
parts.
was pleasantly surprised when they came together.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, and the next one coming up. Why don't we have these things written out? Jeff. This is.
I built these walls.
That's right. Holy cow! This one was probably the hardest one to produce. And to me, it's this song has a cool story about when it was delivered to me. The first half of it was the only thing with lyrics, and then mysteriously, like the latter half was just guitar, and I didn't quite know what to do with it, and so we produced it all up. And we'll talk about that when it gets there. But all these stomps right there, we built that rack in the library, and just were jumping up and down on that. That's awesome. So
this might be the most personal song on the album for me. It's really, I mean, it's a song about recognizing that you're unhappy with where you're at as a person, and that you've been selfish, and hurtful, and that there's major changes that need to happen, and it's not just going to be, a quick fix, but that you're going to have to work basically backwards from where you came and retrace every step. So I love it. It's the basis of.
I love it. My gosh, I love this song. Yeah. For me, it's hard to do these commentaries and not get wrapped up in the music and try to explain the flood of memories coming back. We did this 2 years ago. 2 years ago we were in the thick of writing this and producing it. But what Jesse said about easy to say, I want to pulverize, it's like break through with clench up angry fist, and it's like making these decisions that we all do that bring us further and further away from what we really want.
Well, sometimes you're in that situation where you're like, I'm unhappy with where I'm at, and you want to just grit your teeth and punch your way out of it or whatever. You just be angry and just will your way out of it. But the song's about that realization that that's not how change happens. Change happens by being humble and submissive almost.
Right. And this is the part that I was referring to, the come home part. Right here, when I received the song originally, there was no lyrics.
So I knew the feeling and the general way the song was going to turn out, but I didn't have the lyrics this part yet. That's why I
love it. Oh my gosh, and like the imagery of this, just talking about it kind of brings up emotions, because we've all been there. Honestly, we've all done things that you regret, and said things to people you love, and this to me just illustrates, it captures the moment so beautifully of kind of like the person who returns and humbly asks forgiveness, or it's the path back to happiness. I love it. Absolutely love how producing it at the beginning of that second part it's all just really bare, and it just gets up and gets up and gets up to this point. You're running. You're just like, it's the point where you realize that everything's going to be awesome again, and forgiveness, and I don't know, it's awesome.
There's a scene at the end of the Liam Neeson version of Les Miserables, the non-singing one, police guy that was after him, he killed himself in the river, and Jean Valjean realizes that he's free, like it's over. He's no longer running or hiding, and he starts walking away, and these doves or pigeons or something take off. It's just like really powerful, and to me, that's what that end of that song is like. It's like, okay, the weight is leaving, and my life is mine again, or I have a new life. I don't know. Whatever.
I love it, and doing the chorus, the vocals. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I love this. This is, I think this is by far my favorite song on this album. Just everything about it, I absolutely love.
It's funny to me that a lot of commentary has said that this song reminds them of early rock and roll. I guess I can get that, but I was really, there was a little of that. But I was just writing a gospel song. Every once in a while, just a gospel song comes out of me. I love it. It's fun. I couldn't do it every single song, but yeah.
I love it. The snaps, everything about the production. When I got this song, I remember thinking, "Holy smokes!" Because the vibe of it was so gospel-y. I totally got the gospel vibe of it, and the drums. I never played a beat like this. The swingy beat before, and it came together so fast. It was just beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, we've got a shout out. Sorry, we got a shout out to Eric Johnson.
Oh yeah.
We
okay. No. Anyway, I got the other side.
All right, go for it.
So we're in the studio. We got a lot of stuff laid down for this song. We're like, we get some bass.
No.
And in the past, I had just kind of picked up a bass and stumbled my way through a song. Not really a bass.
Do we have to tell this story?
No, it's a great story. And I'm trying to work through like a walking bass line on this. It's apparently not going very well. Jason just kind of like between takes goes, "How do you feel about bringing in a real bassist?"
Oh my gosh!
It was one of those awesome moments where you're like, it feels so burned, but it's so true, and like needed to be said.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That I know you took that in the right way. I just feel so bad about saying this. Half the times my filter is completely off, and I say some pretty hurtful or potentially hurtful stuff, But yeah, we ended up bringing a bassist. His name is Eric Johnson on. I'd say over half of these tracks have a few seven. Yeah, this song he's playing the whole thing. This right there, that bass. Love that. And he learned it probably in he had 2 hours to learn the tracks. He just came in and nailed them. So it was really fun.
To me, bass adds like 60% of the life of the song.
It is the secret weapon by far.
So it was so fun to hear like our bassless version come together, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then the bass comes in, and it's just all of a sudden has major impact.
Amen. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And right here, the backups. We had this song almost done, I thought, and then those I will.
I've always heard those, and finally I just said, you know what, we gotta go back in and record those backups.
Yeah, dude. I don't know why, man. Just listening to this song always puts a smile on my face and warms my heart. It's just a great tune.
I don't know exactly where it came from, but early on, the imagery of The Wizard of Oz came into the song, and maybe because it's got really powerful images in the story, but the image of this, you know, Dorothy coming in and just by being with these people, giving them what they needed, changing them in the way that they needed, helping them realize, you know, that they had a heart, that they had a brain. You know.
Yeah,
I love that message.
Yep, man. I say that we put that one on repeat and do it again. No, we must march on.
Oh, we're going to Today My Life Is Over.
That is it.
I believe.
Yeah, do you want to introduce this one?
Yeah. So this is a song I essentially wrote for my sister. She went through some really rough, very extreme bullying in middle school and high school. Which, to me, it seems like a lot of bullying is more like late elementary, middle school, but hers continued through high school. It was very brutal. Essentially, she had one friend who actually she ended up marrying, happily married still 20 years later. But yeah, to me, it's just the thought of kids being so incredibly cruel to each other is really disturbing.
Yeah.
So, but the point of this song is that yeah, they went through all this, but there was a happy ending, and they became their happy ending. So
Yeah.
I told it from a boy's point of view. I don't know why. It's just easier to say Johnny than Tiffany, I guess.
Right.
And really, as I started writing, you have to draw on your own experiences. And I started looking back at elementary in particular, and some of the kids who I didn't realize were being bullied at the time. But as I look back, everybody calling somebody a nickname that they don't like, or stuff like that, or everyone like making the same jokes about somebody all the time. I wish I had.
Yeah, those whistles. I just wanted to mention those whistles are freaking awesome. Getting those whistles on there was, I think you did a few at home, and I did a few here too. So yeah, get those.
It started out as like a single track whistle, and it sounded really like too sad. Right? It was like the saddest, most pathetic whistle recorded. So of course the whistles worked much better there.
Oh yeah. I think we tried
whistle abilities.
Yeah, we tried fake whistles, and it ended up just being the real thing.
I've got a friend, Brad Knickerbocker, just a name drop. Great name.
There you go.
He's a great whistler, and I tried to get him on, and I apparently emailed the wrong address or something.
Oh, crap. And here comes the chorus.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is when the song to me really opens up. We were playing this live at a coffee shop, I think. It's about the food truck roundup. And we were going through the set. And it was this song that opened people up. I saw people kind of, put their phones down and look up and start paying attention. Right here, and we get the tuba. The only time a tuba makes a debut on this album. Yeah, I remember I think we were chatting real time back and forth, and I was like, "Oh, dude, the chorus needs a tuba," and you were like,
It's sad, I get it.
"Yeah." It was amazing.
I love the distinction. Like the verses are so sad and kind of melancholy about this sad story, but then this girl comes into his life and then
Pushes it up. Right.
I love that juxtaposition of the sad, small, huge, happy.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of, to me, that's the kind of the album's contrast. The faith and fear, the doubt and the reassurance, the songs about friendship and such. That's kind of the mantra of it. And then right here in this song, we were gonna end it. Right.
I remember your comment was like, sounds like we're being punished or something, because it just ended on sad.
Yeah.
And they're like, no,
gotta
it's gotta
do
be
it.
a happy ending. So wrote this second chorus.
Which is awesome. 20 years on down the line, a wife and kids right by his side. It's like, dude, high school and middle school and junior high can be really, really tough. But everything turns out fine. And the chorus, just the chanting, and not the chanting, but the gang vocals. Yeah. No, you're not alone. Yeah. Oh, the
This is a fun one to perform too, because you go from like 3 to 11. It's so fun to just push that energy.
Oh yeah,
watch the audience really respond.
That's a way better way to end the song than find their way amidst the waves and despair. So, oh boy, Polaris. Yeah, this was. I'll talk a little bit about the production of this, and when we first started on when you came over to start the guitar work for the album, I had the distinct feeling that we needed to nail this, and that first day. I think that if I remember correctly, you were a little bit surprised that I wanted to work on this first. Yeah, but this was the first one done, and I think we finished almost the full production on this before we started on the next one, and got it out of the way. But this song is pretty. I don't know how to describe it. Well, it's a song really for some friends of mine, but throughout I can't write from their experience, I have to write from my own. So it really opens up with this pretty magical night I had at a wedding reception with some friends a couple years after I graduated. It was just one of those perfect summer nights in Utah, and it was just beautiful. The music was amazing. The friends were great. Seeing all these people I hadn't seen in a long time, just like instantly we were back where we left off. It just felt like whatever heaven is going to be like, it felt like that. So that first verse is about how those moments you just want to hold on to and freeze in time or put on ice and be able to come back to. And then moves on into the birth of a child, and the words I'm referencing my own child's birth, my first child's birth. But the story is about my friends who lost their little girl to a heart defect, and they blogged about it as they were going, and so those of us who loved them and cared so much about them but didn't want to cry were actually able to, in a lot of ways, experience it with them through their writing and pictures that they shared, and we all just kind of fell in love with this beautiful little baby who was with us for about 7 days, and as she passed, my friend Brian posted this amazing post with such great perspective about how she had become their guiding star now, and she had lived this perfect little life, and now it was their turn to live up to that. And that was just so beautiful to me. The idea of her being their guiding star just really stuck with me. It became the foundation of this song. I love it too. The thing production-wise, this came together. Oh, there's this part right here. It's like when the chord structure changed right here, it was almost instant that I heard just a kind of it sounds cheesy, but an angelic choir of just when she has passed, and the lyrics are you're gone, but you're still here. You're going to live with us forever, and we needed to have something singing, some kind of choir to represent the happiness that is in the afterlife. But another little note throughout the whole song, from the time that the piano starts until the very end, we found a real heartbeat. I don't remember how we got that, but so underlying there's a heartbeat that you can hear throughout the entire song, and anyway, it's interesting that production-wise, we put a lot into it, but it seems like live, the more we strip away, almost, the more impactful it is live. They're just two different animals live on the album. Because everything we put in was very well thought out, and if it didn't work, we didn't keep it. And so, yeah, Yep. Inverse trajectory.
This is a fun one. So this is born from two things that were going on in my life at the time. One, I had a little super cute little girl, toddler, who was always saying stuff like, when I get younger, Daddy, I'm gonna do this. And I was too cute to correct her, and it really made me think, well, that is kind of how it works. It's only the young in spirit that dare to do stuff. I was also reading a book about these really successful but grounded businessmen who had kind of conquered New York, in a way, become big shots, even though they were just really humble, decent people, good marriages. It was so I wrapped this love song around the story of going to New York and becoming, making it your little town, just sharing out with your significant other.
Yeah, I think that this is one of the only songs. There might be a couple in there, but I know it's not prevalent. Usually in production, we use various organs to create the folk sound of the folk portion of the folk rock, and this one has an accordion. And I envision that. I envision it's kind of more of there's the guitar part that we wanted, kind of like a pick, and then going to I can't finish the thoughts.
It's kind of a false mandolin sound.
Right.
Almost sounds Italian, reminds me of
exactly
Italy and New York.
Yeah, that's precisely what I was going to say, Paris, but to me, I'm not very versed in Europe, so. Yeah, to me it was like this quaint feeling, not right now, like going to the party part, but just interesting that the production ideas that come are I can't concentrate. This song is it changes so much. We had the tempo ramp up the whole time, so right now I think we're at 115 or 120. We started out around 85 or 90, and right here it goes back down.
Also changes from 3/4 to 4/4, that fast part back to
right, which is weird. You don't hear very many songs do that, and it just works. And as long as the drummer can remember that happens live, then it's pretty impactful. But
it's one of those things where I kept going back and forth. It's like I kind of like it fast and galloping, but also kind of like it. It's a waltzy slow song. Waltzy? I don't know if that's a word,
both.
But yeah, I was like, why not? Why not do it? So.
Yeah. Just, while I was doing the backup vocals to this, I remember always forgetting the lyrics. Just little dumb trivia about the production, but I had to look at the lyric sheet and restart quite a few times because the ending chorus is different than any of the other ones.
All right, we're going to the last two on the album. They're kind of brother songs, I would say.
This one we couldn't figure out how to begin it.
Yeah.
And so
we still don't know how.
We still don't know how to begin this one. So we just recorded. I turned a microphone on up here in the control room where we are right now, where we're seated, and walked up with some music playing. That's how we got that effect at the beginning. But we went through probably 7 or 8 different iterations where we thought we were done with this or getting close to done, and it just didn't feel right. And,
it was probably the most frustrating to try to get it right, and both of us, it's probably the only song that both of us were like, yeah, we should have another crack at it, but in the end it did come together really nicely. I think for me what made it work is when we added the big group vocals into the choruses. It's one of the few songs where I don't go higher in the chorus. I stay low or even go lower. And so I think it wasn't working until the group vocal came and did came in higher than me, which is pretty rare for our songs.
That's very, it usually goes up for sure. I didn't even realize that.
It's coming.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you're right. Yep, there's some high harmonies there and you're low. I don't think I ever realized that.
Surprisingly, we have had people say that this is their favorite song. I think that's probably true of every song on the album, which makes my heart happy because, you know, we really made an effort not to have anything on there that we weren't 100% proud of, and then we had to put a lot of thought and effort into.
On that note, the first time that we came up with a release date, it was supposed to be, I believe, December of 2013, and it ended up being in February of 2014. And in December, we had what we thought was a finished product, and then we just kept listening to it. At least I listened to it daily, multiple times daily, and I would write down even the smallest thing. And definitely no filler songs on this album. From my perspective, and if something didn't work, we changed it until it worked the absolute best that we knew how.
The notes got very specific at the end. Like the second chorus, the harmony on this word, it's not
exactly.
So
very detailed. Yeah.
It was really great. We wanted to, and I think we did, just finish the album and release it with no regrets at all. And that's the great thing about being an independent, I guess, is that
we had complete freedom to do that. And now, I'd say this is probably my second favorite song coming up. The title, The Broken Vessels, which...
Yeah, I wrote this as an homage.
Yes.
Don't really pretend to sing that, but to the music me and my friends listened to in high school. We were totally into the punk scene, and we were more into like the Fat Records bands, which tend to be more melodic but still aggressive. And so it's a song. The lyrics are looking back, at those days, and also looking at right now and how things have changed, where we were just carefree and stupid and thought we were really cool, and then now we're dealing with crazy stuff. Multiple friends, close friends of ours from our tight group of friends, lost children, in adulthood. I haven't had to deal with that, but holy cow, just the thought of it is staggering. And just to see the grace and the amazing strength that they've shown through that just blew me away. And it really was a lot of the basis of a lot of these songs.
Yeah. This one it's one of my favorites to play. It's to me straight up punk as it gets. The Broken Vessels God. And this was one where the ideas came very specifically. That guitar part, that I don't know where it came from, but it was there. The moment I heard the progression of the song, that rhythm, that melody with the guitar was there. I don't play guitar, so
he put it in with a MIDI guitar instead of back, and I was like, oh, Jason, like. He hasn't picked up a guitar in a while. So right. And it sounded like really clean and precise. I was like, if I could play it, that'd be But yeah, we came in and real guitar there.
Yep. And then the breakdown where the bass is prominent and the complete dropping away of the instrumentation right here, and then coming back in full force. It was just to me, it was very obvious where the changes needed to happen in order to keep the song moving along. And the chant here at the end is just great. I mean,
that message comes from two things. I heard a quote that it says, "Grief is the privilege of those who have loved deeply." And then talking to my brother-in-law who lost his parents, who said, you know, it's in a lot of ways it's that pain that you feel and that missing them that is what actually helps them keep close in your heart. And so you can't necessarily say it's a bad thing, you know, because it's also part of what keeps them in your thoughts and your mind. So
yep,
that was the sentiment there with that.
I love it.
Last part.
It was a privilege and an honor to work on that album, and it came out brilliantly, I thought. And that's about it. That wraps up the commentary.
Yeah, it was quite a journey and really amazing one from start to finish. So
yep. And yeah, that wraps it up. Thanks for listening, and
yeah, shoot us an email or
yes,
if you have any more questions. Or
awesome.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. It's amazing that you are listening.
Awesome. Okay, so let's just redo the beginning here, and I'll push the right button.
If anybody's watching, looks like we have 0 viewers.
We have that 0 the whole time. I don't know. Last time when we had it said we had 0, and Dave said that he was watching.
Yeah, maybe we have a watcher.
Maybe we have a watcher.
Go back and do the beginning.
Oh,
so,
that's
hopefully that's not boring to you.
Well, we're just going to stop the broadcast because we don't need to. We already broadcasted the whole thing. It recorded the whole thing. So we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching.